I came at the invitation of the First Lady to co-moderate her summit, and it turned into an extraordinary 6-hour event where I spoke to many of the most powerful and famous people in the world who all wanted to offer their help, their support, and their advice to Ukraine and its people. And I started by talking directly to the First Lady. I wanted to say to the First Lady just how inspiring I think the rest of the world finds you and your husband in the way that you have rallied the people of Ukraine. It's an amazing thing to watch.
Ukraine should not only be the example of struggle, but the example of renovation. It's about the attitude towards people, their welfare and well-being. People is the greatest value.
The President of Ukraine, Vladimir Zelensky.
Ukraine has the largest global support in the history of any country. Dozens of countries are joining the anti-war coalition, from Canada to New Zealand, from Japan to US to UK and to every other country of the friendly Europe. We've established so tight connections with the countries that allow us for 5 months to resist the army.
Well, I'm delighted to say we're now joined with a message from the First Lady of the United States, Jill Biden.
The United States remains steadfast in our support for Ukraine. As a Ukrainian mother named Anna said to me, there are no borders for our hearts.
We're now joined by probably the busiest man in the world in the last 2 or 3 years, the Director General of the World Health Organization, Tedros Ghebreyesus. I noticed you just started following me on Twitter about 20 minutes ago, so you've probably been busy reading my tweets.
By the way, we have something in common, so I will share with you when we meet.
You can count on my full commitment, dear Elena, to continue to help and support the most vulnerable children and teenagers who have been affected both by illness and by the war being waged by Russia in Ukraine.
What is the one thing, if you could really pinpoint one thing you would most like to come from this summit, what is it?
I will again speak Ukrainian. Someone has to.
I understand how much the whole world of conscientious people support us.
Well, we're now going to have a recorded message by Liz Truss. She's the final 2 candidates to replace Boris Johnson as Prime Minister.
The United Kingdom is proud to have stood strong in support of Ukraine. We know the Ukrainian people are not just fighting for their future. They're fighting for the future of freedom, democracy and sovereignty itself.
Americans are devastated by the number of Ukrainians injured and killed. The images are heartbreaking. And yet, amidst extreme hardship, Ukrainians have inspired the world with your unwavering spirit and your determination to defend your country and fight for freedom. President Bush joins me in saying, Slava Ukraine, or glory to Ukraine.
One of the people I spoke to on stage had come from the front line and was going straight back there after the summit. In normal life, he's a university professor. I don't think I've ever interviewed anybody who sits on a panel 1 minute and literally is going back to trenches to fight for his country. It's an amazing thing.
My duty in peaceful time to teach. It's my main line of duty. In the wartime, my line of duty is protecting my family and my nation.
So thank you. It's amazing. Well, I want to tell you a little story now, an extraordinary story, a heartbreaking one, actually, of tragedy, salvation, but ultimately hope, like so many tragic stories in Ukraine at the moment. A 6-year-old boy from Mariupol who lost both of his parents. The 2 wonderful people from Kyiv adopted him, and they're all here tonight. So, Ilya, where are you? There he is. Come up, come up, come up. So Ukraine's greatest ever football player was Andrei Shevchenko. He was the best, and he was a striker, which is what you want to be. So we had a little chat with Andrei, and he has a little surprise for you.
We'll have a meeting. We will play football at the same playground where I was playing as a child 40 years ago.
Well, thank you very much to the great Andrei Shevchenko. Ilya, he's the best player Ukraine has ever had. I wish he'd played for Arsenal, my team. Maybe you're going to be Ukraine's next great striker. Would you like that? That's a yes, huh? And thank you to your parent. What an amazing thing that you did to take this boy in and give him a new life and give him new hope. And there'll be so many people doing what you do, and it's an amazing sacrifice that you do. So thank you very much on behalf of everybody here, everybody watching. There were some moments of levity too from some of the world's most famous faces. I think we have a recorded message now from some footballer, I forget his name.
I cannot imagine what the Ukrainian people have gone through these past 5 months. But I do know through my experiences with UNICEF that getting back to routines through education and learning is a great healer for many children.
England football legend David Beckham. And on the football front, any Arsenal fans in the room? Oh, there are. Oh, the First Lady. Really? I didn't know that. Really? Richard Gere, the Hollywood actor, you sang in public for the first time in your life at Carnegie Hall in New York, and you also sold your very rare 1999 Jaguar XK8 convertible. And my question for you is, which was more painful for you, selling your favorite car or singing in public?
No, the car actually was for my, I think I got this right, I think it was my 50th birthday. We're all brothers and sisters.
We're now going to have a short recorded message from Ewan McGregor, the actor and UNICEF ambassador.
I wish you good discussions and strong actions coming out of the summit. The children of Ukraine need the chance to be children again. They need peace so they can return to learning and to play.
Ellie Goulding is here. Ellie, come on up.
Elena, First Lady of Ukraine, I also wanted to come and stand with you today as a mother. I can't begin to understand the anguish you feel as the childhoods of your children and your nation's children have been ripped away from them. I wanted to look you in the eye and say that the world must act now to make sure their childhoods are recovered and their futures reclaimed. This must be our commitment to you.
I need to you. Славну Україну, гей, гей, розвеселимо.